with me. I'm gonna show out. So we're gonna be talking about how you can take care of your natural hair while living abroad, in particular Mexico and Merida, Mexico. Y'all know it's a struggle out here when it comes down to our hair. So we're gonna talk about it in this video. So like, comment down below and subscribe to the channel. Alright, so let's get into it, y'all. How do you take care of your natural hair when you're living abroad, when you're living in a hot country such as Mexico? All right, so the climate here in Merida, it's free. It reminds me of New Orleans in the sense that it is very humid here. I think the weather is worse here for us, like the temperature and the humidity. Okay, so it's worse here than it is in New Orleans. If you ever been to New Orleans, you know what I'm talking about. So it's kind of like that, but it's a little bit worse than New Orleans here. But the good thing about being here is that they have beaches, you know. There's cenotes, you can cool yourself down. All right, so we know that the water is over mineralized, and we know that because you've been following me. If you haven't been following me with it, I don't know what you've been doing. So you're missing out on a good gem. So okay, so let's talk about that. Because the water is over mineralized, I have some clients that tell me that their hair is not doing well. It's not taking, it's just dry all the time. And I'm not a hair expert. I'm not a specialist. I just have experience with hair. I've been braiding hair and doing my own natural hair for more than 10 years probably. I've been natural for more than 10 years. So I know a lot. I'm going to give you guys some tips on how you can take care of your hair while you're here. So first of all, you have to just get rid of that whole thing that you think you about to wear wigs and lace front wigs with the glue. Don't even count on wearing that here, because like I told y'all, it's so humid here. It's impossible for the glue to even, to stay on, even when you're wearing makeup and all that. The heat will sweat all of that out. So it's like you're wasting money. So you might as well not do it. All right, so what can you do? All right, first I recommend you all to do deep conditioner treatments. I don't recommend y'all to shampoo your hair. If you do, don't do it with regular shampoo. And I mean, don't shampoo your hair, because a lot of the brand shampoos have sulfates in there, and we don't need nothing to dry our hair out. Matter of fact, the humidity is going to keep your hair, it's going to keep it moist. Now, if you have not experienced that, it's probably because you just got here. Your hair, your DNA, your body is going to take a while. It's going to take a little minute to adjust to the climate. Okay, and as a matter of fact, some of you all might experience just breakouts or hair breakage when you go back to the USA or back to your original country. You may experience something there. It's because you are now entwined with the country that you're in, and it takes a while for your hair, your body, your molecular structures, your biology, everything. It takes a while for all of that to adjust to its environment, but it will adjust eventually. Don't expect things to just happen overnight, because on a molecular level, you are going to change according to your environment. We change according to our environment, even on a molecular level. Okay, so with that being said, you all, I recommend braids. Okay, I'm not saying this because I'm a hair braider. You don't even have to come to me to do your hair. This is not an advertisement, but braids is a good protective style here. Your scalp can breathe. It can grow out your hair. You can access your scalp, clean it when you want to, put oil on it when you want to, and it's exposed to the sun, meaning that it's going to grow. Your hair is like a flower, baby. Okay, treat it like a flower. You can't cover over soil if you want your flower to grow sometimes. All right, you get that? Help you get that analogy. But anyway, braids. Okay, the wigs gotta go. I'm sorry, y'all, but you're not gonna tolerate them wigs for too long. I was one of them people who thought I could tolerate it. I'm like, I'm not tolerating it no more. I'm not wearing wigs no more. If I do, it's gonna be for a brief time, but right now it's just not the time to wear wigs here. So keep your hair braided, keep it in protective styles. And let me define protective styles for anybody out there who just don't know what that means. It's covering your ends, baby. Anything that seals your ends, this is not my hair obviously, but this is for demonstration purposes. Anything that seals your ends is going to be a protective style. So braids, bantu knots, twists, and even when your real hair is a good thing. But I definitely want to mention this for individuals who may be of this specific tribe. So my sister, hey sister, I know she's watching the video, but she recently did an ancestry DNA thing. I don't know if she want everybody to know that, but anyway, so private. But anyway, she found out that she's from Nigeria, like some parts of Africa, I think it was Nigeria, and she found out that they experience like their hair dyeing turning a different color because of the sun. So that could definitely happen to you here if you of certain tribes, or this, you know, if you're African descendant, this probably most likely would happen to you. If you don't protect your hair will change colors, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think if it's allowed, if the higher power allow it to happen, it is okay to happen. It's just your hair mutating to its environment. So that will definitely happen to some people. Some people will experience hair color changing in the sun. So when you protect your hair, now some of you all probably already have experiences, but you are going to experience your hair. Your hair is going to grow long here. It's going to go long for sure. All right, so another thing I want to mention, so of course you want to put oils on your hair. You want to use shea butter, or and another one I recommend, black castor oil. Black castor oil, I recommend those two because it's really hot here. You need something thick to be on, you know, to coat your strands, to protect it. But honestly, it's so humid here, you really don't need a lot. But I do recommend a little bit of oil, just a little bit. You don't need as much as you think you do, but just a little bit, because it's so humid here. Your hair is, when it's in the stretched out, let me get to the point. When it's stretched out like braids, or like if you had a blowout, or you just keep it in some type of stretch style. I said stretch because when your hair is stretched, oh my God, when your hair strands are stretched, the natural I think it's called sebum, I forgot the name, sebum, it's sebum oil. The natural sebum oil that our hair produces is able to travel from ends to the beginning of the ends of our hair strands, and it keeps it moisturized. And so that's why I recommend you guys to do braids or have some type of stretched out style, because that way the oil can naturally flow through your hair. But it's so humid here, like I said, once again, if you take the wigs off, you will experience your hair growing more. The wigs don't work here because it's like, how can the humidity get to you if you covering it up? So you want the humidity, to touch your hair, because it's literally going to, it's like basically water. It's going to moisturize your hair. It's like a natural conditioner. So you will find that you will have to wash your hair more often here. Maybe you are a person that did the whole 2-week thing. I'm gonna wash my hair every 2 weeks or whatever like that. But you can't do that here. You gotta wash your hair like every week here, because once again, the humidity, and then on top of that, some of y'all might be putting a lot of products in your head and things like that. So you definitely gotta wash more often if that's the case. So yeah, just like you have to take baths more often here. Well, I take more baths more often than I did back home because it's hot here. I take baths almost every day. You know, it's probably bad for my skin, but it's so hot, you know what I mean? And what I said about bad for my skin is because, like, you know, too much of anything is bad for you, you know, just throwing that out there. But I was thinking about the natural occurring microorganisms that's on the skin that help fight the bad other microorganisms. So it's kind of like the concept of eating, when your doctor tells you, oh, you just eat some yeast when you're on antibiotics, because the bad bacteria is being destroyed as well as the good bacteria. And we want the good bacteria, you know, because they help fight off the bad bacteria. So we have bacteria that's on our skin the same way. That's why I was like, nah, I'm taking too many baths here, and kind of like, in a way, decreases your immunity. But anyway, that's science stuff. But so another style that you guys can do, ponytails are great because they hold like moisture, like your ends are protected basically. But the number one style, you have to get braids. You just have to get braids. If you have locks, that's almost kind of similar to braids because your scalp is exposed. You know, most girls here either cut their hair, they shave it all off, they get braids, or they're natural. But like I was telling you on another video, if you get perms, I just don't know how that's gonna work out, because I don't know if they sell perms here, and I don't know I don't know how long your perm is gonna last. So it's like, baby, you gotta be natural when you come here, because it's just like you're going back to the natural state, of natural way of living. It's like a lot of here, it reminds me of primitive living here. So it's like we got to go back to what our ancestors did to get their hair long. And honestly, we don't need too much products. You don't need too much stuff. You know what I mean? You just need basic foundational stuff. So I'm here to guide y'all regarding that, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, keep your hair in some braids, because child, the wigs ain't gonna work here. If you want long hair, if you want your hair to grow, don't wear the wigs. Don't wear them here. Make sure your scalp can breathe. Just make sure your scalp can breathe. You're gonna be all right. Let me mention this one. I forgot to mention this one. There's something called glycerin. Now, glycerin is found in pretty much probably every hair care product that's on the market. Why? Because glycerin has slip. And no matter what hair type you have, you need a little bit of slip when you're trying to comb through the tangles and comb through the knots or whatnot. You need a little bit of slip. All right, so glycerin, you can find this at the Naturalistas, the natural stores in Merida, or wherever you are. Find glycerin. The purer the better. And actually, if you could find palm oil is derived, or is, I don't know if it is, but it's related to glycerin. So one of Africa's main resources is palm oil. So palm oil is going to be good for your hair. Coconut oil is another one. But you know, what works for me, cousin, may not work for you. So you got to definitely trial and error, okay? But either way it goes, everything is natural that I'm suggesting y'all to do. You really can't go wrong. You just got to try and see what works for you. Okay, that's the last advice I have. Well, other than that, y'all like the video, comment down below and subscribe to the channel. And if you are looking for a braid, like if you need some braids and you don't know how to do braids or whatever, yeah, if you need somebody who braids your hair, I'm the girl. So definitely check out the description box down below, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.